welcome to another episode of Calcio Press. So wonderful to be here again to talk about Italian Serie A football. Of course, it's been 2 weeks of international break. A lot of games was played across the continent, but I'm sure you enjoyed those games. And we are delighted to be back again to welcome the stars of Italian Serie A perform for their club sides. And yes, the weekend is upon us. It's the big one, the game between AC Milan and Napoli. This is the biggest game of the weekend. Of course, there are other games as well, but when you want to look at each weekend, you look at the top games. And right now, AC Milan and Napoli looks like the most interesting fixture for the weekend. And this is just going to be like an introduction to the games to come. We know the Champions League game between AC Milan and Napoli is close around the corner. But this is also one of those games that you want to see those coaches try to test and try out things ahead of those games. For Napoli, still going to be like a sad one because there's news coming up that Victor Osimhen might be out for a long time, and this is not a good one for fans of Napoli. Everyone as well want to see Victor Osimhen playing big games, performing and representing Napoli and representing Italy as a whole when it comes to the club football. It's not a good one for Napoli. But we know Napoli have always fared well when it comes to covering for players who are injured. Players like Giovanni Simeone and Raspadori has really come in and covered the gap when there was injury. And for AC Milan as well, Zlatan Ibrahimovic was the good thing that everyone talked about like in a couple of weeks back. But right now, it seems the injury has come back again to haunt him. It's not a good one for AC Milan, knowing that like AC Milan fighting for the top 4 position, and we all want to see the top players being available for the team, for Pioli, as the team is struggling right now, and there's a need for the team to have this cohesion and have the leader, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, orchestrating the team and moving the team forward with his the enthusiasm, passion, and drive that he brings to the squad from the dressing room as well. I think it's going to be a big miss for AC Milan, but overall, it's been a good time for fans, knowing that like the top games is going to be happening this week and the weeks to come. For Pioli, tactically, a lot have been said all through the break about Pioli adjusting his team because the team has not been in a good state of form right now. So seeing how Pioli is going to like adjust the team and make some changes to the lineup, we all want to see how it's going to pan out. And as well for Napoli, it's going to be a lot tactically for the both sides as they're trying to weigh themselves and see how the team is going to fare as the big game of the Champions League is still what everyone is looking out for. So we want to see that. And of course, the top 4 is still up for grabs, and AC Milan has to do all what it takes to get the 3 points. For Napoli, not so much though, but trying to like understand how they're going to fare against AC Milan when the Champions League comes to fold. Also, there are other top games that will be played in Italy. You want to look at the game between Juventus and Verona. This is another big one, and as well Inter Milan and Fiorentina. For Inter Milan as well, it's been a poor campaign, as I've said, like all through the series. But we know there's still time. The next couple of weeks will be a lot of games to really define their place if they're going to make it to the top 4. And of course, they lost some players in the past with injury, like Çalhanoğlu. But we know that Lukaku is back, and Lukaku had a good international campaign with his country, Belgium. We hope to see him replicate that when it comes to the league games for Inter Milan. As well for Inzaghi as the coach, there's been a lot of question mark if he might remain as the coach next season. But we want to see how he's going to like turn things around for Inter Milan, especially when you look at the fact that they still have the Champions League game to play, and they're still in the league fighting for the top 4 position. We want to see how the season is going to end for Inter Milan. But it's good to have the top players back for Inter Milan. Lukaku is back, Brozovic is back. These are players that can make the difference for Inter Milan. And then playing against Fiorentina is always a tough one. But we want to see how Inter is going to like get the job done and and how the team is going to string out a couple of positive results as the season begins to wind down. So I will not want to forget about teams like Roma, Lazio, and Atalanta. They'll be fighting for the top 4 position as well. They are still like part of the mix. In fact, Lazio sitting pretty well, like in the table. They are second on the table right now. And Roma are still in the mix with Mourinho. You never know what to expect with Roma. And then Atalanta, they've been doing so well. Of course, you never want to forget about the striker. Højlund has been taking the team forward and helping the team sit in between the mix, and a lot of options right now when it comes to like who's going to make it to the top 4 position. So generally speaking, I think it's going to be an exciting weekend of games in Italy, and we look forward to that game, to those games. I'll be ending it all for now. It's always nice and a good time to talk about the games that we played in Italy, talk about the top players and top teams. As always, if you like the video, I want you to like, subscribe, and share with friends. Until next time, bye for now.